Hi, this is Melanie for Pardesi, and I'm here to do a film review of Oh Baby, starring Samantha Akkineni. If you're new to Pardesi Reviews, I do film reviews and trailer reactions to Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and Hindi cinema. Okay, I have been sick with a sinus infection for the last week. You can probably still hear a little bit of the remaining cold virus in my throat. And I have not been up. I've had, headaches and whatever. And I couldn't even watch anything with subtitles at home. I just couldn't even deal with that. And much less make it out to a movie theater. So I know this movie has been out for a week, and thank you to everyone who encouraged me, don't miss this one, I think you'll really enjoy it. Because I did spend the afternoon just with a smile on my face watching this. It was Samantha she continues to impress me role after role, and it's so delightful that this film is all about her. It's heroine focused, and I do love, I don't know what this genre would be called, but sort of body swapping kind of genre where in Hollywood we have ones like Freaky Friday. There were two versions of Freaky Friday. There was an early one, and then the Lindsay Lohan one back when she was cute and a young teenager and had talent. And then of course Tom Hanks in Big. I saw some elements, there's a carnival scene in Oh Baby that kind of reminded me of the fortune teller machine at the carnival in Big. I'm sure it was a little bit of an homage to that. But I think the film Cocoon, while it's not kind of a body swapping, there you had older people suddenly feeling young again, but their bodies didn't look different. They just acted different and felt young. Here, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to explain how, but suddenly she starts out being played by Lakshmi. Baby is 70 years old. She is quite domineering, quite sarcastic, a difficult mother-in-law, shall we say, to her poor, unhealthy daughter-in-law who actually has a health crisis because of the stress of living with her mother-in-law. She is quite something. And we spend a good bit of time with the older baby so that we see how fantastic Samantha is when suddenly baby looks 25 years old and not 70 years old, and the joy she feels and suddenly not having all those aches and pains and arthritis and whatever. But Samantha she even ran like an old lady at the first. It was delightful to see her as an actress copy so much of Lakshmi's mannerisms and her feistiness, and she never loses her feistiness or her outspoken ways, shall we say. So Rao Ramesh plays her son, and then Tejashaja is her grandson, and Pragati plays the daughter-in-law, Rao Ramesh's wife in the movie. Naga Shaurya plays sort of a love interest. He is an executive or a producer for a music contest show, and what her dream is that she never got to do when she was young is to be a singer. To me, there wasn't so much chemistry between Baby and then this Vikram played by Naga Shaurya. And I don't know if that was on purpose because she just didn't view him that way or what. There wasn't chemistry. There's another key role person in her life, and that's Chanti, and that's played by Rajendra Prasad. And I'll be honest with you, this is a place where I'm not sure if the subtitles failed me, because the relationship words don't always come through in subtitles, or if it was left purposely mysterious what their relationship was at the beginning. At the very first scene they're together, I thought they were husband and wife. Then I thought he was her brother. And ultimately I realized he was her childhood friend that she was still friends with. And it really was not clear for a lot of the movie. So I wasn't really getting what their relationship was, what it meant that she was suddenly younger, why that relationship maybe changed. It was very confusing. And again, I don't know if to a Telugu audience they heard relationship words in their conversations that made it obvious what their relationship was from the beginning, or if it was also ambiguous and you were left to figure it out as we went through the movie, exactly why they were so close, exactly why their lives were still so intertwined from childhood. Again, I don't know whether to blame the movie or the subtitles. I mostly found a lot of the gags really funny. Just the way that she would act with people, browbeating a woman in the grocery store for not breastfeeding, who was picking up some formula. There's a lot of gags. It comes down to Samantha Akkineni is just such an amazing actress. I also really loved the cameos. Oh my gosh. Jagapati Babu plays a mysterious figure or two. He has a really scene-stealing cameo moments early in the film. And then Advi Sesh of Gudachari fame plays in flashbacks her husband. Oh, hubba hubba, that was awesome. That was an awesome cameo. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And then you can guess that, of course, Chaitanya has a cameo that was really fun and sort of like an epilogue scene at the end. Really fun. Most of the film, I just had this smile on my face. But then as I came home and I started thinking about it, there's some things that I wish had been done a little bit better. This is a adaptation of a Korean film called Mrs. Granny, which evidently was a runaway hit. So I have no idea how much they kept from the original or not, because I've never seen that. I just know it was an ad, and they did say in the titles at the beginning that it was an adaptation. They didn't just steal it. Female director, B.V. Nandini Reddy. I haven't seen her other films. Some of the things that troubled me were Baby has a really close relationship with her grandson, but she doesn't have a good relationship with either her daughter-in-law or her granddaughter. And while at the end there's sort of a reconciliation, I don't know, I just felt like it was so much on it. I love, the mother-son bond and the grandmother-grandson bond, and not as, I wish maybe there was a scene that was on the cutting room floor where she reconciled with the granddaughter, because there's a dramatic scene that I'm not going to say why, a dramatic scene that causes a break in the first half of the film with them. And I guess just like a couple of lines or something to wrap that up. And it probably just was edited for time if it ever existed. But I just kind of felt bad that she had these, there was so much time in a late scene with her son. And maybe if there'd been a little bit more devoted to the relationships of the women and how that might have changed. For instance, in Freaky Friday, the main thing is that this mother and daughter think each other have it totally easy, and then when they get switched, the daughter learns that it's not so easy being an adult. The mom realizes it's not so easy to be a kid, and they each learn and appreciate each other's point of view. Part of the thing with these kind of body swap movies is, there's a lot of humor in the situation of it, but also, I don't know, you learn something. Or, 13 going on 30, that is another one where she thought she wanted a certain path, and then when she gets it, she suddenly is 30, then she realizes, I missed some things along the way. Better to be a kid again and maybe go back and choices that I made and people that I abandoned I should have paid attention to. So that was kind of what I was looking for, because I've seen that in so many other movies, and I did think that the grandmother did learn some things and had a better relationship with her daughter-in-law at the end. I mean, they showed a little bit of that, but again, it was just, she's just self-sacrificing as any grandmother would be, and so I don't know. I was left a little unsatisfied with some of the ways that everything ended in the end. Another lacking thing for me was, I'm not sure if it was on purpose that she had no chemistry. The way my subtitles were, she says something to someone at the end saying like, I just wanted someone to look at me and tell me I'm beautiful, which I can understand. As an older woman, sometimes you feel like you become invisible. But I saw one review where it seems that line may have had a different meaning in Telugu, something like, I wanted someone to look at me like they loved me. And that is a different connotation. So I'm not sure which one is correct, if the critic was misremembering or if my subtitles were not as accurate as they could be. It's more meaningful to have lived this whole life as a widow and wanted someone to look at them with love, and yet I didn't feel like she had that connection necessarily with the Vikram character. I don't know. So overall, though, it's just a light, fun, family-friendly movie, and I'm really glad you guys all made sure that I went out to see it because it was fun. So let me know what you thought about this film in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at PardesiYT. Subscribe here to Pardesi Reviews, and if you hit the bell when you subscribe, you'll make sure to never miss a notification when I have a new trailer reaction or film review.